My child, before you take another step, before you let this moment slip through your fingers the way so many moments have slipped before, I need you to stop. Right here. Right now. Not tomorrow, not later, not after you finish what you were doing. Now. Because what I am about to speak into your heart cannot be received by a rushing soul. It cannot land in a distracted mind. It requires the one thing this world has made hardest for you to give. Your stillness. Your presence. This one breath of openness where you let the noise fall away and you turn your heart toward me. I know how difficult that is. I know how loud your life has been. I know how many responsibilities are pulling at you from every direction, how many thoughts are circling in your mind right now, how many worries are sitting quietly on your shoulders pretending to be normal. I know how long it has been since you truly stopped, since you truly rested, since you sat in the silence long enough to hear something deeper than the noise of your own survival. But I need you to do it right now, just for this moment, just for the next few minutes. Can you give me that? Because what I have to say to you today is not a message that came by accident. This is not something that found you randomly. I arranged this moment in the timeline of your life. I placed this message in front of your eyes at this exact second because your heart has been drifting, and I love you too much to let you drift any further without reaching for you. You have been running for so long, my child, running from the pain you haven't healed, running from the questions you don't have answers to, running from the silence because the silence sometimes feels too loud with everything you are carrying inside it. You have been keeping yourself busy because busy feels safer than still. You have been filling every moment because empty moments leave too much room for the ache you have been trying to outpace. But today, right now, I am asking you to stop running. Not because the pain will disappear when you stop, but because I am right here in this stillness, waiting for you. And I have something to give you that you cannot receive while moving. So breathe. Lower your shoulders. Unclench your hands. Let your chest soften just a little. And give me this moment. Because this moment, this exact breath you are taking right now, was chosen for you before you even knew you needed it. I am here, my child, and I am not going anywhere. I want you to know something that your pain has made it hard for you to believe. I saw it. All of it. Every single moment you thought you were invisible, I was watching. Every tear you cried quietly so no one would hear, I caught it. Every night you lay awake with your mind spinning and your chest heavy and no one beside you who truly understood, I was there. Every moment you smiled in a room full of people while something inside you was breaking, I saw behind the smile. Every time you swallowed your pain because you didn't want to be a burden, I felt the weight of what you swallowed. Every time you said, "I'm fine," when you were anything but fine, I heard the truth beneath those words. You have become so good at carrying things alone, my child. So skilled at hiding how much you are hurting that even the people who love you have walked right past your pain without recognizing it. You learned that skill out of necessity. You learned to hold yourself together because too many times when you reached for someone, they weren't steady enough to hold you. Too many times you were let down by the very people you trusted with your heart. Too many times love came with conditions or came with damage attached. And so, you decided it was safer to carry it yourself. I understand why you made that decision. I never judged you for protecting yourself the only way you knew how. But I need you to understand something today. The reason you are exhausted is not weakness. The reason you are emotionally depleted is not failure. You are exhausted because you have been carrying burdens that were never meant to be carried by one person alone. You have been fighting battles in every direction. Battles in your mind, battles in your relationships, battles in your finances, battles in your body, battles in your faith, all at the same time, all in silence, all while still showing up for everyone around you. That is not weakness. That is someone who has been surviving at a cost that has been too high for too long. And I saw every bit of that cost.
I saw the heartbreak that split you open. I saw the grief you buried because life didn't give you room to mourn properly. I saw the loneliness that sat in your chest, even on your best days. I saw the fear that woke you in the night. I saw the disappointment that piled up so high it started to feel like a permanent address. I saw the moments you almost lost hope entirely, and not one of those moments escaped my attention. Not one of them. Your pain was never invisible to me, my child. Your suffering was never unnoticed in heaven. Every single thing you have walked through has been held in my hands with the greatest care. And today, I need you to receive this. You are never alone in any of it, not for a single breath. I was beside you in the heartbreak. I was beside you in the confusion. I was beside you in the silence. I was beside you in the nights when you felt like you were disappearing. And I am beside you right now. I want to talk to you about your prayers, the ones you whispered when your voice was shaking, the ones you prayed through tears when words barely came, the ones you breathed in desperation in the middle of the night, when panic rose in your chest and you didn't know who else to turn to, the ones you prayed quietly in your car when you thought no one was listening, the ones you prayed so many times that eventually they began to feel hollow because nothing seemed to change. The ones you eventually stopped praying because hope felt too expensive after so many unanswered silences. I need you to know something about every single one of those prayers. They reached me. Every single one. Not one of them evaporated in the air. Not one of them was too small. Not one of them was too broken or too desperate or too repetitive. Not one of them was too faithless. Not one of them got lost on the way. They all arrived. And every single one of them moved something in the spiritual that you have not yet seen with your physical eyes. I want to speak now to the prayers you buried, the ones you stopped praying because the waiting became too painful, the dreams you packed away because they felt too fragile to survive another disappointment, the hopes you quietly gave up on because giving up felt like the only way to protect yourself from being hurt again. You told yourself they were foolish. You told yourself you were asking for too much. You told yourself that those kinds of things happened for other people, but not for you. But my child, I kept those prayers safe. I kept those buried dreams. I did not let them die just because you stopped tending to them. I held them in my hands through every season of your doubt, through every season of your silence, through every season when you could not bring yourself to believe anymore. And now I want to tell you, the answers are moving. What you prayed for with your whole heart and then gave up on, it did not expire. My promises do not expire. What I placed inside your spirit as a longing, I placed there on purpose. I do not deposit dreams into people's hearts and then abandon those dreams. I do not stir up hope inside a soul and then walk away from that hope. What I began in you, I intend to complete. But I need you to understand why the timing has been what it has been, ready than you have ever been. I need you to understand why some of those prayers have taken longer than you ever imagined they would. It is not because you are less deserving. It is not because I forgot. It is not because the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is not yet. Because what I am preparing for you requires a version of you that did not yet exist when you first prayed. The you that prayed that prayer years ago was not yet ready to steward what the answer would bring. The walking, the waiting, the suffering, the surviving. All of it has been building the capacity inside you to carry what is coming. And what is coming is significant. Not just for your life, but for the lives of the people your life will touch. I had to make you ready. And now, my child, you are closer to ready than you have ever been. Let me speak now about what is ahead, because I did not bring you to this moment only to comfort the past. I brought you here to prepare you for the future. And the future that is approaching your life is bigger than anything your wounded heart has dared to picture in a very long time. You have been living small, my child. Not because you are small, but because pain has a way of shrinking the world down to the size of the wound. When you have been hurt enough times, the imagination stops reaching outward and starts only calculating risk. You stopped seeing the open field and started only seeing where the fences are. You stopped dreaming about what could be and started only managing what is. And I understand why. I truly do. But I need your imagination to open again. I need your heart to dare to want again. Because what I am bringing requires you to have room inside you to receive it. I need you to make space. So let me tell you what is coming. There are people coming into your life who will restore something that was taken from you. People who will look at you and not look away. People who will stay when staying costs them something. People who will choose you not because of what you can give them, but because of who you are. Real connection is coming. The kind that heals the part of you that stopped believing anyone could truly see you and still want to be close. That loneliness you have been carrying. It is not your permanent address. It is a season, and the season is shifting. There are open doors coming that will make sense of all the closed ones. There are opportunities approaching that will feel like the moment you have been working toward without knowing what you are working toward. There are breakthroughs coming in the areas where you have been fighting the longest and seeing the least movement. The walls that have seemed immovable, some of them are already beginning to crack from the other side in ways you cannot yet see. Keep pressing. Keep showing up. Keep doing the next right thing even when it feels like nothing is changing, because change is already in motion. There is healing coming to the places inside you that you have already written off. Wounds you have decided are just part of who you are now. Parts of your heart you have accepted as permanently broken. I want you to let go of that acceptance. I want you to stop agreeing with the damage as though it is your identity. You are not your wounds. You are not your history. You are not the sum of everything that broke you. You are my child, and I specialize in making things new, in restoring what was stolen, in rebuilding what was ruined, in bringing life back to places that looked like they were finished. Nothing in you is beyond my restoration. Nothing you carry is too far gone for my healing. Nothing you have lost is fully outside the reach of my redemption. And there is peace coming. A settled, rooted, unshakable peace. Not the kind that pretends everything is perfect. My child, I want to speak now to the guilt you carry, the weight of every mistake you have made that you have never fully forgiven yourself for, the decisions that went wrong, the people you hurt even when you didn't mean to, the moments you are ashamed of, the times you fell short of who you wanted to be, the seasons when you acted out of fear or pain or selfishness and left damage behind. You have been carrying this, haven't you? Long after I released you from it, you have continued to carry it. Long after heaven closed that account, you have kept it open and returned to it again and again, withdrawing from it fresh pain, fresh shame, fresh evidence that you are not worthy of the good things that come to you. You have been punishing yourself for things I already forgave, and that punishment has been costing you far more than you realize. It has been costing you your ability to receive love without guilt, your ability to accept good things without waiting for them to be taken away, your ability to step into the future without dragging the full weight of the past behind you. The shame has been a chain, my child, and today I am asking you to lay it down, not because what you did didn't matter. Some of it mattered deeply, Some of it caused real pain that had real consequences. I'm not asking you to minimize the impact of your mistakes. I'm asking you to understand that the price for those mistakes has already been paid, that the account is already settled, that forgiveness is not something you have to earn by suffering long enough or feeling bad enough or proving that you have changed enough. Forgiveness is a gift, and I placed it in your hands the moment you turned toward me with a heart that was truly sorry. You turned toward me. I know you did, and I received you completely, without reservation, without a waiting period, without a probationary season where you had to prove your sincerity. I received your heart and I released your guilt and I called you clean, but you have not called yourself clean. And that is what I need to speak to today, because the version of you that is walking into what I have prepared cannot be shackled to what I have already released. The future I am opening requires you to walk in the freedom I purchased for you. It requires you to stand in the identity I gave you, beloved, forgiven, restored, worthy. Not the identity that shame assigned you. You are not your worst moment.
You are my child, chosen before the foundation of the world, loved from before your first breath, forgiven completely and restored fully, carried through every season, including the ones you are most ashamed of. Let the guilt go. Let the shame go. Let the self-punishment go. You were not meant to carry what I already carried for you. Step into this next season clean. Step into it free. Step into it with your head lifted and your heart open, knowing that the one who knows everything about you has already declared you worthy of everything that is coming. My child, we are reaching the end of this moment together. And before I release you back into your day, I want to speak something over you that is not simply encouragement. It is a declaration, a word that I am planting in the soil of your spirit right now that will continue to grow long after this moment has passed. You are going to make it, not because the road ahead is easy, not because the storms are finished, not because you have finally figured everything out or healed every wound or silenced every fear. You are going to make it because I am with you. And when I walk with someone, what stands against them cannot have the final word. The weight you have been carrying, you will not carry it forever. The confusion that has surrounded your life, it will not surround you forever. The isolation you have felt, it will not be your permanent condition. The waiting that has stretched so long it has felt like a sentence, it has an end. It has an end that is approaching faster than it looks from where you are standing. I need you to hold on to that. On the days when nothing looks like it is moving, on the days when the old doubts come back and whisper that nothing will ever change, on the days when you are tired and the weight is heavy and hope feels like a distant memory, I need you to remember this moment. Remember that you sat here and I spoke to you. Remember that I told you I see you. Remember that I told you your prayers were received. Remember that I told you what is coming is real. Remember that I told you the season is shifting. Remember that I told you you are not alone. Let that remembrance be your anchor on the difficult days. Let it be the thing you come back to when the world tries to tell you a different story. Because the world will try. Doubt will try. Fear will try. The enemy of your soul will try to take what was placed in you in this moment and steal it before it can take root. Do not let him. Hold on to this. Protect this. Let it grow, and let it change the way you walk into tomorrow. You are deeply known by me. You are fiercely loved by me. You are fully covered by me. You are being led by me into a future that is filled with the things your heart has been quietly hoping for, even in the seasons when it stopped daring to hope out loud. The best chapters of your story have not yet been written. The most significant moments of your life have not yet been lived. The people who will love you best have not yet fully entered your story. The breakthroughs you have prayed for are not as far as they appear. I am at work. I have always been at work, and I am not finished. So go now, my child. Step back into your life. But step back differently than you came in. Step back with your shoulders a little lower because you gave me some of the weight. Step back with your chest a little softer because you let yourself be loved. Step back with your eyes a little more open because you chose to believe again. Step back with hope, real, rooted, courageous hope, because you sat with me in this moment and I told you the truth about what is coming. I love you, completely, always, in every season, in every storm, in every silence, in every sunrise. Now go. And know, every single step you take from here, you take with me beside you.